All right, guys, welcome back. Updates. I got a haircut. Take this time now in the comments to tell me that I look good. Otherwise, you are dead to me. Second, I got a microphone. Let's talk about identity. What does it mean? Who are we? I don't know. So there's that. How do you want to identify? I got a canvas. But this is how we find ourselves. We're gonna dig ourselves out of this monstrosity here. I have gone through a plethora of images of myself, and I landed on using this one. Here it is. Here's my canvas. Canvissimo, candelabra, I don't know. And so, how do I think about identity? I don't really think about what I identify as. I feel like we could map it out. Hold my head like here. You know, and then got that there. Got a nice line. I'll even do the booty at the bottom here. And this doesn't have to be perfect. This is really, it is what it is. Boom, we got a generic figure.
The flavor.
So let's start carving me out. And let's start talking about how we identify. I feel like a lot of times people choose to identify with the group that they're in. Identity is also the beginning of ego in a way. Just my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents. The more you identify with and like hold into your own nature is the more you're holding yourself back. Because when you say like, oh, I need to be this in order to be okay. This is my identity. This is who I am. Anytime anything threatens that and you don't feel flexible is the minute you kind of lose yourself, especially as an artist. You should always wanting to grow and change and try new things and experiment and allow yourself to just let go. The minute you can like let yourself go is the minute things will start to fall into place for you. Like I used to think, I'm 30 now. Girls, hold your applause. I'm 30 now, yes. And I used to think in my 20s I had to be a certain type of artist. I used to think I could only be this because being gay and being like a painter and being like that kind of like artsy fartsy wasn't really like going to do it for me. I genuinely thought, and I was holding myself back. You hold yourself back when you do that, and it's not really the vibes.
I know the influence, I know the impact, and I know the vibes, and the girlies love the vibes.
Shading, and we're carving me out of here. How about that? If you notice in the background, there were flowers. I don't want to comment on why. But now, it's kind of so weird and funny. Like as soon as I came home to myself and allowed myself the flexibility to get away from how my identity was holding me back, let me say that again, when I was able to get away from myself, like let that piece of myself go, life found me. I came home to myself. I found the type of artist I was always meant to be. I love this job. I love who I am. And it's like I'm allowing myself to finally like be, you know?
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
I do think in a way, in a big aspect, a lot of times we hold ourselves back with our identity. Think like, I have to look this way forever and I have to be this way forever and I can't ever change because this is who I am and people won't accept me or love me if I was anything different. Baby girl, let me tell you right now, that's a lie you're telling yourself. People will love you regardless of what you are. If they don't, they are not really giving you the type of love that you need. That is called conditional love. The last thing you should give yourself is conditional love.
And that's a period.
I could only love myself if I looked like this. I could only love myself if I was like this. And the type of love that you don't want from other people is conditional love as well. Okay? What do you mean you're only gonna love me if I'm this one type of way? What do you mean that am I not good enough for you otherwise? Guys, by the way, this shirt, Pacha from Emperor's New Groove, no? Is this not giving Pacha? Anyway, do you guys remember Marianne Williamson? Do you remember Marianne Williamson? If you don't know who Marianne Williamson is, she ran for president a few years ago and she didn't do too well. She didn't do too well. They made fun of her on SNL about like how she was all in the crystals or whatever. Anyway, she wrote a book called Return to Love. In her book, Return to Love, she talks about how the antithesis of the ego is unconditional love. Isn't it funny that like your identity is your ego? We turn around and talk about conditioned and unconditional love. The real answer here, or whatever you want to say, what we're looking for here is, could you love yourself if blank? Could you love yourself if you didn't live up to your standards in life? You know, could you love yourself if you were just another white guy? Could you love yourself if blank? If the answer is no, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I kind of feel sorry for you.
You're doing yourself a disservice by holding yourself back, by not allowing yourself to love who you're meant to be. Who you are meant to be. Would you want someone to put limitations on you?
No!
They say that you're supposed to be the parent for the inner child within you. Like after you grow up, you get older and no one else is looking out for you, you have to be the parent for yourself. Would you want your parent to tell you that they wouldn't love you if you were a lawyer? Would you want your parents to tell you that they wouldn't love you if you were an artist? No. You have to tell yourself that you love yourself regardless of who you are. You gotta show up for yourself and take care of yourself for yourself. Period, point blank, poo. Period, point blank, poo. We got a generic sketch of me out. That's fun, right? That's cute. Now let's paint. Let's get some paint in there besides spray paint. I want to be all one color of the wind, but I also want to live in harmony with what's going on. And what's going on right now is very ice, baby. So it'd be really nice maybe to add like a gray or something dark in here. A dark color sounds lovely, girl. And just because I don't know who I am today, or just because I don't finish this painting today, doesn't mean I can't find out. You gotta let go of who you think you are, though, in order to find out. Because then when you let go of who you think you are, it will come and find you. It'll come and find you, babe. Don't worry. Now that is called a shoulder. The minute I let go of who I thought I was supposed to be in life, and I moved out of New York, because I was living in New York at the time, and I was go-go dancing, and I was chasing boys that I thought would love me, and I was working in nightlife that didn't satisfy me anymore. And the minute I let go of that, I moved back home to my mom's house. And I remember I found my sketchbooks and my paintings from high school in the basement. That's who I was supposed to be. That's who I was in high school, when I let people tell me that that's not who I was supposed to be. You can never make money being an artist. You can never do this being an artist. Oh, okay. And I listened to them because I was dumb and 18. Like, what else am I supposed to do? I was just following the status quo. But in reality, I am making money to being an artist. I am doing the things that I love to do. And I should have listened to nobody but myself and let myself find the way. Because it took me all of my 20s to come back home to who I was. And as soon as I did that, I met my partner. We moved out to California. We lived in Hawaii. Life just took off as soon as I stopped looking. As soon as I started just looking inward and finding myself for who I was, baby, life took off. Oh, not to like brag or anything, but like, it's nice to like let go. I feel like people are so often afraid of letting go. Letting go is great. Watch this. You know what I'm saying? It don't fucking matter. It don't matter, because guess what? This is just layer one of your journey. And we're a layered experience. It's like Shrek said, we're like, we're like onions. It's a layered experience. It's more fun to be nasty with it. It's more fun to let things fall into place where they're supposed to go. That's why I didn't delete these flowers beforehand. It's more interesting to have this color background with this guy. Now he's like surrounded by these flowers. That's me. Maybe it's a symbol for my, I don't know. Maybe this is me naked frolicking in a forest. I don't know. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Maybe that's just some energy. I don't know, it's not meant to be so clean cut. The answer's not always supposed to be there right away. And in terms of identity, I know that's for real. You're not supposed to know. It's okay to not know. It's more fun that way. It's more fun to just like let the universe decide and find your path for you. Because the minute that you think you know and you start to covet and find that identity, or even worse, you found an identity with a friend group, and your only identity is because your friend group, like, because you're trying to fit in and have friends because you don't want to be alone. No ma'am. No ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
How sad and pathetic, bitch. How sad and pathetic of you to need friends and acceptance that badly. I low-key feel sorry for you. Let me get a new painting implement. Because you should... I was painting with yellow earlier. It's going to be on this painting now. It's actually kind of cool. Whatever. You don't need friends that bad. Love and accept yourself, because once you find yourself and you can love yourself, you can accept yourself unconditionally, friends will come. I completely made something new by letting go and letting God be. Be unafraid, my children. Be unafraid. Basically it for this episode. What did we learn today? Identity is basically made up by you in your own head. Identity is basically how your ego hides from you. It's a long journey. And especially if you got past trauma that tells you that you're not good enough, I'll be the first one to say, you are more than enough. You're more than enough and more deserving than you could ever even imagine of love and acceptance. So why not start with yourself? And that's that. All right. I didn't say it last time, but like and subscribe. Bye.